What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's going down? What is up? If you are unhappy, try out the gym, bro. Try out the gym. Just try it out and see how you like it, because I'm mainly talking to my men here, but if there's women on here, this applies to you too, okay? But I'm really more talking to my fellas, even though it applies to everybody, because we have this thing called testosterone, right? And what this testosterone is I keep fumbling over that word. I don't want to be one of those content creators that say a word bad, like ambulamps or something, and the dude just says that word wrong throughout the whole video. That is such a fucking pet peeve, okay? But testosterone, this is the closest thing to a superpower that we have. This is what gives men that physical edge. And when it's not used, it is sitting dormant, okay? Now, this video is just a suggestion, okay? But I'm gonna get right into it. This is Tarik Talks. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with me after a nice leg day. Fellas, don't skip them chicken legs. Don't skip them little old calves. You know, I be seeing y'all with linebacker shoulders, you know what I'm talking about? And the arms and all that stuff, and then the legs just be chicken. Look like matchsticks, toothpicks, okay? So, fellas, the thing about it is that this testosterone, if it's not used, it's just laying dormant, right? And what happens is men, you know, it's like stored up energy, okay? What happens when energy is like stored up and under pressure? It explodes, okay? Pause. No home easy. That sounded kind of weird, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? That's the same kind of the same type of way you should think about how your energy is, and if you're not using it, it's laying dormant, man. It's laying dormant, and it wants you to use it. It wants you to use it up because it's stored up energy. And, you know, like I said, this is just a suggestion because I always get somebody being contrary. Somebody always wants to be contrary for the sake of argument. And if you guys ever noticed on my comments, I do not argue. I've done it 1 or 2 times because I was, you know what I'm saying, I was like, whatever, but then I never did it again. So if you want to argue, you could go ahead and type something. Probably you're not going to get an answer, and you're probably going to get blocked if it's on some malicious type of stuff, right? Because, you know, I guess people just want to troll for the sake of trolling, right? But with that being said, I understand some people might have some type of conditions. Maybe there's some type of limiting factor to you not being able to go to the gym or be active in general. I should have really said that off rip. I should have said that in the beginning of the video. Not just the gym, fellas, but anything. Martial arts, skateboard. I keep saying skateboarding. I don't know why. That's like the first thing that comes to my brain, my head. You know, skateboarding, grind some rails, shred some rails, you know, whatever it is, walking, do it and try it out. Because the amount of depressed men, okay, the amount of sick men, the amount of obese men is extremely high. It's very high. Am I saying working out or being physical in some kind of form or fashion is the end all be all? Not at all. No, it is not. Okay. But I would say, in my humble opinion, if all men, if not all, because of course that's no such thing, but if the majority of men were physically active we would not be hearing about a lot of that. Okay, we would not be hearing about, obviously, obesity as much. Now, like I said, you have your nuances, you have your one-offs, you have your exceptions, but for the most part, we would not be seeing obesity rates. Depression, a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, depression comes from inactivity. Depression comes from a lack of motivation, a lack of activity, a lack of direction, right? Now, this isn't saying to dismiss everybody with depression. I can't do that. I'm not a doctor. Obviously, I'm just a guy on YouTube, right? But I would say it would greatly decrease the number of depressed people. Now, we're all gonna have our shitty days, right? We're all gonna have our days where we just, where we just not having it, where we just kind of mad, where we just kind of upset. That's human nature, right? But those deep depressions, a lot of times, man, especially with young men, it's just, if you take a look at this person's life, you see they're really not doing anything. They're just going to work, coming home. Okay, going to work, coming home. And myself personally, because the only person you can really truly speak for 100% is yourself. So I'm saying this from a subjective point of view. Nothing gets my mood up more than hitting a quick session, right? My gym used to have heavy bags, or a boxing bag, but they took it away like some F-boys, right? They took it away like some Diz heads. And I was extremely upset, and I went full Karen, and I spoke to the manager. Now, I'm just playing. I didn't do all that. I did speak to one of the higher ups, but not in a complaining type of way. I was like, what happened to the bags, man? I used to come in here and boop, boop, boop. No, Canelo Alvarez on that mug. I used to be hitting the bag really, Jake Pauling it, feeling like I'm doing something on here. Now it's just like, what the hell? But, what cures my depression most of the time is hitting the weights, man. I love doing that. Like I said, take whatever you like. If you like skateboarding, like Tony Hawk, hop on a skateboard and go find a rail to grind on and fall off of and crack your nuts over the rail, okay? Now, I'm just playing. Don't do that. But you get what I'm saying. Find whatever you like. If you like boxing, if you like jiu-jitsu, if you like judo, do whatever. Do whatever, and that increases your mood. I was gonna say either increases your dopamine or serotonin. I don't want to I don't want to say something wrong, right? It's either one of those two, your dopamine or serotonin or endorphins, either one of those three, right? But it helps with that chemical release of the feel good chemicals in your brain, in your mind, in your body. All of the above, right? Mind, body, spirit, right? Mind, body, soul. It helps with those feel good chemicals, just like when you guys go out there and take shots of drinks to get that quick, useless, harmful dopamine hit, okay? Or when you snort that white stuff. I hope no one that watches my videos snorts lines, because that is a major violation. That's you're disobeying it's a huge violation of the commandments if you're watching my videos, right? But you get what I'm saying. Getting those cheap dopamine hits by doing illegal substances or by beating your meat, stuff like that, okay? Now, with dudes that drink and stuff, I know I have a lot of guys on here that drink and whatnot. Hey, look, whatever, just as long as your healthy habits and being physical outweighs that. And working out and being physical it releases those feel-good chemicals. Because I can attest, and maybe you guys can attest too, my fellas or my ladies, when you hit a good little workout, when you get a good sweat, when you get a good chest pump or a good arm pump or back or leg, or for my lady, glute, whatever the case is, you feel good after. You feel good afterwards. You feel like you accomplished something. You feel like you accomplished something useful. You did something useful that you could be proud of. Okay? And hey, let's just be quite frank. On top of all of those benefits, you look good, man. You look good on top of all those benefits. And who doesn't want to look good? Okay? Because I know confidence is from the inside, and I completely agree with that. I do agree with that. And your mental state is reliant upon you and not external things. But let's be honest, man, like, you want to look how you feel, right? You want to look how you feel. That's the way I always say it. That's the way I always look at it. You want to look how you feel. If you feel great, you want to look great to go along with it. You know, you want to have a nice physique to go along with your fit state of mind, because it feels nice, even though all these things be telling you there's no need for external validation, which I completely agree with. But let's just be quite real. Hey, look, we're in the physical world, right? And a little bit of, hey, you're looking good, or you're losing some weight, or your clothes fit you nice. It feels good. It feels good to get those compliments once in a while. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with looking good. Mental health is going to follow suit. So, hey, look, man, try out the gym, bro. Peace.